Okay, today we are writing equations in our normal linear form, y equals mx plus b. So all of the equations that we write today should be in this format to show the relationship between two quantities. So on number one, the quantities we are talking about would be the cost and the number of hours. Basically our two units. Remember that m is the slope, or our constant change, our constant rate of change, and b is like our starting value. What does y equal when x is 0? So at 0 hours on number one, what would the cost be? Well, it would be $30 because that's the fixed charge. So let's look at number one really quickly together. An electrician charges $45 per hour plus a fixed charge of $30. So the fixed charge of $30, this is my b, or my y-intercept. So I already know that whenever I'm coming up with an equation, this one is going to be wrong because it's not plus a fixed charge of $45. I'm not sure about these yet. This does have a fixed charge of $30, so I think that's a good candidate for the right answer. They also charge $45 per hour, so this is our constant, or the slope. So $45 per hour, or 45H. So as I'm looking here, let me turn all of these into English. The cost is $45 per hour plus a $30 fixed fee. That looks good to me. Let's check choice C. The cost equals the number of hours times $35 plus $40. No, absolutely not. D. The cost equals $35 per hour times $40. Oh my goodness, that would be very expensive. First of all, I don't know where the $35 came from or the $40. They're hoping that we're going to get mixed up. So B is the right choice. And to prove this, we could write the cost equals $45 per hour plus a $30 flat fee or fixed charge. So this could be our proof. You wrote that right there. Number 4, I'd like for you to do on your own. You're going to be identifying which table fits the situation. So we've been doing a lot of tables and a lot of writing equations in the last week or so. So I'm going to leave this one up to you. So please do number 4 on your own. Make sure that you prove to me how you know that your answer is correct, and then bring it up to me so that I can stamp your paper. Please pause the video now. Alright, let's look at number 3 together. Sal purchased some art supplies and cardstock in order to make greeting cards. The graph below shows the relationship between the number of cards Sal makes and the total cost of the materials used to make the cards. So I see that if he makes 0 cards, he's already spent, let's see, that's 2, so in between would be 3 and 4. So he's already spent about $2.50, even before he's made any cards. Based on the graph, what will be the total cost of making 25 greeting cards? So here we have 10 greeting cards. So we want to take that all the way over to 25. All right, my suggestion, and there are a lot of ways to solve this problem, but my suggestion is to find something that I can evenly divide into 25. So let's see, I'm going to look at 5. So here's 5. To make 5 cards, it cost him $5. Okay, but to make 10 cards, it only cost him about $7.50. So that went up $2.50 for 5 cards. So then to make 15 cards, I could expect that it would go up another $2.50 to make 15 cards. And I would say that would be about $10. To make 20 cards, go up another $2.50. That'd be about $12.50. And then, so that's 20 cards, and then go up another $2.50 to make 25 cards, and that'd be about $15. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to say, okay, if making 10 cards cost about $7.50, there's no way that 2.5 times that is going to cost anywhere near $50. So let's get rid of those. Now I can start looking at these two that are similar. We could also find the slope. So here we're given 3, 4 and 7, 6. Let me grab a different color for this. So my slope, or my m, is the change in y over the change in x. So my change in y here, 6 minus 4, 6 minus 4 equals 2. Here, 7 minus 3 equals 4. So my slope is 1/2. So I go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, on and on and on and on and on. So I see that 11 cards would cost $8. And I could keep doing that until I got to 25 cards. Let's scoot over here to number 2. This one has several parts, so I'd like to break it up and make sure that I'm checking and helping as much as I need to in between each part. So Teen Life sponsors weekly dances at the Central Gym on Friday nights. The admission price for each person is $4 for members and $6 for non-members. All right, so $4 for members and $6 for non-members. And then members also pay an annual fee of $50. Okay, so let's break this down. Members get in cheaper, $4 instead of $6, but they're also paying $50 a year. So they're kind of buying that discount. So let's look at A. How much would it cost a non-member, okay, so I'm doing that in purple, a non-member to attend 4 dances? So I'd just like for you to calculate the cost, just part A of number 2. How much would it cost a non-member to attend 4 dances? Make sure that you have your units. That would be a $sign in this case. When you're finished, you can bring me your paper for a stamp. Please pause the video now. Now we're back to part B. It says write an equation that could be used to determine C, the total cost for a member. Total cost for a member to attend some number of dances. N is the number of dances. So the total cost, C, for a member to attend N dances. Okay. So write an equation, and feel free to look back at the last several days' independent practice to see how we've written equations like this. And then when you're finished with part B and you have an equation written, please bring it to me for a stamp. Remember, this is not something where you're going to find an answer. You're writing an equation. So C equals something N plus something. And pause the video now. Okay, the last part, part C, says to write an equation that represents the total cost for a non-member to attend N dances per year. So the cost of a non-member, would be something n plus 0 maybe, okay? So I'd like for you to finish part C on number 2, and then bring me your paper for a stamp, and then we'll move on from there. So please pause the video now. Okay, so when I look at number 5, it reminds me a lot of 8.5b, those non-proportional situations, and it reminds me a lot of number 3, number 9 and 10, number 11, number 17. So this one reminds me a lot of those questions. So if you'd like to look back in your journal at 8.5b and kind of remind yourself of what to do here, that would be great. So please go ahead and work out number 5. Make sure that you're proving your answer. So whatever the answer is, make sure that you're plugging in each of your y's and each of your x's to prove that the equation does fit the table. Please pause the video now. Okay, please go ahead and read number 10. So pause the video while you read number 10 and then push play so that we can continue talking about it. Now, a lot of people will look at number 10 and get very confused and say that's too much to read, too much to look at, too much information, and they'll just kind of glaze over and not really put in very much effort on it. But I want you to realize that this is actually a pretty simple question if you give it a few minutes. So the question says, write an equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, all of these equations are in that form to represent the height of the water after adding y number of marbles. So the height of the water after adding some number of marbles. So all you have to know in order to write an equation from a graph is your y-intercept. So figure out what your y-intercept is. Where does the graph hit the y-axis? Remember, that's our plus b. And the other thing that you need to know is your slope. So your slope comes from that graph. Remember, it's your rise over run. So how much are you going up on top of how far are you going to the right? And that's our m. So your slope is going to come right before your x. So when you're finished with number 10 and you've proven why you chose the answer that you did, please bring me your paper and get your stamp. Thank you very much.